From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, October 6th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.63 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,203 per ounce. Zen is trading at $16, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,566. Antiwar.com reports Afghan officials are promising an investigation after a Thursday airstrike in the Kandahar province killed at least 4 civilians, including women and children, and wounded 8 others. Indications are this was an Afghan military strike. The officials say they were targeting Taliban militants in the area, but ended up hitting a wedding procession at a nearby village. They claim the Taliban were mixed up with the villagers, though this does not make any sense as the airstrike was called in during a Taliban offensive against Afghan troops. Other Afghan officials claim that the Taliban were hiding in people's houses when the airstrike happened, which makes even less sense since the slain civilians weren't in houses, they were in an outdoor wedding procession. U.S. officials have yet to comment on the matter. The Afghan government said U.S. warplanes were flying with Afghan planes during the strike. NATO has issued a statement saying no NATO planes were involved at all. Zencash is now Horizon. Horizon is a privacy platform built on zero-knowledge technology with a decentralized secure node architecture. The Horizon platform enables real-life uses beyond currency, including the ability to privately chat with other people. Soon, Horizon will enable you to publish information and go anywhere on the web, all with complete privacy. Horizon, bringing privacy to life. Learn more at horizon.global. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports a jury found Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke guilty of downgraded second-degree murder in the shooting death of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald in 2014. Van Dyke was also found guilty of all 16 counts of aggravated battery for shooting McDonald 16 times on October 20th, 2014. Judge Vincent Gogan told jurors that though the officer had been charged with first-degree murder, they could consider downgrading it to second-degree murder charge during the deliberations. The jury, which deliberated for 7.5 hours, acquitted him of 1 count of official misconduct. The judge ordered sheriff's deputies to immediately take Van Dyke into custody pending his sentencing. Surveillance footage of the incident showed Van Dyke appear to shoot McDonald while the younger man was walking away from the officer, but Van Dyke said McDonald was behaving erratically and had lunged at him with the knife. Van Dyke said in his testimony earlier in the week, "He turned his torso towards me, he waved the knife from his lower right side upward across his body towards his left shoulder. At that point, Van Dyke shot McDonald and he fell to the ground." The officer said he began shooting again because he believed Van Dyke was trying to get up. Van Dyke fired all the bullets in his gun and began to reload when another officer intervened and told him the situation was under control. Van Dyke, who shot McDonald 16 times, was one of several officers on the scene, but the only one to use his gun. Video from a dashboard-mounted camera showed McDonald walking away from Van Dyke, who aimed his gun at the teen as soon as he arrived on the scene. McDonald is seen clutching the knife while lying on the ground, but his lack of movement in the footage questions Van Dyke's claims that he tried to get back up. Van Dyke told prosecutors when asked about the discrepancy, "The video doesn't show my perspective." In 1999, Daryl W. Perry began a search for traditional values, which led him down a path to the ideas of liberty. He tells the story in A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty. Of the book, Dr. Brian Sovereign says, "Sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I think it's crazy, but it's always authentic." Find A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty by Daryl W. Perry on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, ask for A Rebel's Journey wherever books are sold, or visit arebelsjourney.com. Reuters reports a U.S. judge on Friday blocked the Trump administration from placing conditions on public safety grants to further its crackdown on undocumented immigration, and he ordered the grant money to be released to California's so-called sanctuary cities. However, while Judge William Orrick in San Francisco found that the conditions placed last year on public safety grants by U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions were unconstitutional, he stayed a nationwide injunction pending appeal. The U.S. Department of Justice declined comment. The grant conditions require recipients to provide immigration and custom enforcement agents access to jails and prisons, provide notice when detainees were being released, and certify that information was being shared with federal authorities. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra sued the administration in August 2017. Scores of jurisdictions across the United States have adopted some form of sanctuary city policies, which generally prohibit cooperation with immigration officials. This has been FPP Radio News, online at FPPRadio.com.